Yeah, the funny thing is when you get older, you start to learn a lot more. And when I was younger, I didn't understand the importance of recovery. You know, everybody always told me to rest and this and that, but you're young and you don't really maybe feel like you need to or you should. You know, sometimes it takes years, sometimes it takes some hard knocks to really realize what recovery is. I guess my kryptonite in my career was not recovering enough and always being kind of tired. And that's where I believe a lot of injuries came from, is always being a little bit tired, a little bit under your 100%. You're not knowing it because you're almost becoming kind of used to it. And so once I got a little bit older, then I started going, because the more I recovered, the more I did things to, you know, rest myself and recover. And not just, hey, lay in bed or lay on the couch all day, you know, using devices like the Marc Pro. And once I started doing that, I figured out how fast I would recover and how much more strong I'd be the next day. I wish I had this in my career, because then I believe I would have been able to recover through the races or even in between motos. What I would have done in between motos was use it to, you know, have my legs recover. Maybe I got arm pump during that moto. I can use that on my arms to help those recover. The Marc Pro works very well for arm pump. You know, I have a bunch of kids that, you know, that I train and get it every once in a while. Sometimes I'll ride and I'll get it a little bit. But the cool thing is that we don't need to plug it in and we can have it at the track, but also we don't have much time to recover in between training sessions, maybe 10 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. So I can hook them up with some pads, turn the machine on while we're resting, talking, they're drinking, they can get their arms to recover. Then when they're back on the bike again, they're feeling 100%. Because the hard part with arm pump is that your arms get so pumped up that it takes a while for them to deflate, to get all that blood out of them. So sometimes you're going back on the track and you're still pumped up. And so the best thing to do is be able to have something to get all that blood, to get all that inflammation out of your arms, so when you're going back on the track, they're feeling 100% and recovered. So, because that's very dangerous to be on the track when you can't hang on to the bars like you should be able to, or use your controls like you should be able to. So it's another kind of safety issue to make sure that you know, your arms aren't pumped up or you're not having any muscles that are weakened. But yes, the Marc Pro will definitely, you know, hit both sides of the competitor. The competitor that's doing it for a job, that's trying to accomplish goals and dreams, and the competitor that's just doing it because it's medicine. You know, again, the weekend warrior, he has to do it because it's kind of his medicine. You know, it keeps him happy, keeps him alive, keeps him motivated, keeps him going. The pro is going to need it to be recovered for the next day. The weekend warrior, he just needs it so he's not hurting when he's going to work. Yeah, I do a lot of training with younger athletes, you know, from the mountain bike, from the motocross, different things like that. They're constantly training, they're constantly beating themselves up. They're young, so they don't do maybe all the right things to recover and stuff like that because, you know, their bodies are young and they don't feel like they need to, but they do. So, you know, my son being 18 and being cyclists and stuff like that, it definitely helps them recover when they can do it consistently. My son races mountain bikes. I do a bunch of athletic things. My wife does yoga, runs in a gym, rides a mountain bike. My daughter works out in the gym, does yoga, does a lot of stuff. So we can take one device and spread it out and everybody can use it in different parts. You know, maybe, you know, even my daughter slept on her neck wrong. So we can use it through the family. And what you start to notice is you start to notice that the bills and other things start going down on the masseuse, on the chiropractor, you know, on maybe some of the, you know, the creams and the sprays and the this and the that. So you start cutting down on some of the extra expense that you're using to try to recover when you have this at home and everybody can use it. So that's kind of one reason that I liked it the most when they first brought it to me, and almost more than just the performance of it. I was like, oh, cool. You know, my whole family can use this and then I don't have to hear them complain.